Hi everyone, today we are going to see Spectrum, a brief history on modern India, chapter 2, major approaches to the history of modern India. In the previous video, we have discussed about colonial approach, nationalist approach and Marxist approach. I have given the link of that video in the description. Please do watch and come so that you can understand clearly. If you are watching my video for the first time or you have still not subscribed my channel, please do subscribe and support me. Let's see about subaltern approach. It began in the early 1980s under the editorship of Ramajit Guha, a critic of existing historiographies. It is different from the above three approach because here the issue is not between the colonialism and the Indian people, but it is between the allied, both Indian and foreign on one hand, and the subaltern groups on the other. But they do not subscribe to the Marxist theory of the nature of exploitation by the nationalist movement because Indian society of the time could not be seen in the terms of only as capitalism. This school sees nationalism as exploitative in terms of caste, gender, religious and creed divisions. Now let's see communalist approach. They rely completely on colonial historiography of medieval India and colonial era textbooks. They viewed Hindus and Muslims as permanent hostile groups whose interests were mutually different and antagonists to each other. India's medieval history is full of story of Hindu-Muslim conflict. They argued that the 19th and 20th century Muslims had the happy and proud, ever-present memory of having been the ruling class, while the Hindus had the sad and humiliating memory of having been the subject race. This developed a mutual hatred and paved a path for partition of India and Pakistan. Now let's see about Cambridge approach. This approach says that the fundamental contradiction under colonial rule was not between imperialism and the Indian people, but among the Indians themselves. According to this approach, the Indian nationalism is not the product of a struggle against colonial exploitation, but it arose from the conflict among Indians for getting the benefits given to them. This approach also said the leaders of the national movement were inspired by the quest for power and material benefits. This approach was criticized by many scholars that it takes the mind and ideals out of human behavior and reduces nationalism to animal politics. Now let's see about the liberal and neoliberal interpretations. The economic exploitation of the colonies was not beneficial to the British people as a whole because the availability of markets for the British industrial goods in the colonial world and capital investment in the overseas markets like laying of railways in India actually discouraged domestic investment and delayed the development of the new industries in Britain. The proponents of this school of thought are Patrick O'Brien, Hopkins and Chain. Now let's see about feminist historiographies. The shift in terms of the writings of women's history began with the women's movement of 1970s, which provided the context and impetus for the emergence of women's studies in India. The two important works in colonial period are The High Caste Hindu Woman written by Pandita Ramabai in 1887 and The Mother India written by Catherine Mayo in 1927. In the next video, we will see about advent of Europeans and consolidation of British power in India. If you are not subscribed to our channel, please do subscribe and support us. Thanks for watching.